Welcome to Patrick Roberts, our new timeline.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Let's see. I knew I was going to have a problem with the lighting. There, now it's too bright. So, how is everybody doing? There. I think I need to turn that light off behind me. Would that make sense? If I can keep my big head in front of that light. There. Almost. There, almost. Not quite. Well, anyways, so tonight we're gonna be talking about near-death experiences and the Mandela Effect. I know for my near-death experience back in 2016, I had kidney failure, and it was really weird how it came on. I thought I was like sick with the flu, and I had been sick for like a few days. Actually got to the point where I wasn't even peeing anymore. But with the kidneys not working and not working for a while, I guess, I wasn't recognizing that I had not peed for so long, and my own daughter, before I took her back home, because I had her for the weekend, and before I took her back home, which is about at the time was about, I don't know, it was a half hour, 45-minute drive. And she told me that I should probably go into the hospital. And I said, no, I just need some rest. So I went, took her home. On the way back, I was on the highway and I had to throw up, and I pulled over, and it's like really cold out. And I pulled over. Actually, I pulled over, but I think didn't make it out of my vehicle. So I threw up on the passenger side of the vehicle. Thought I was fine, and I started driving away. And I'm driving down the highway throwing up at the same time. And I am just that type of person where I don't like to go into the hospital. And so I got home, and my daughter called my girlfriend at the time and told her to, after work, to check up on me. And so she came over after work, and she used her key to get in. And I know I was in the bathroom, uh, kind of sitting on the edge of the tub, throwing up. And at this time, I'm not really throwing anything up. It's just like black shit. And so she's like, "You need to go in," and I'm like, "No, no, I'll be fine. I just need to lay down." I was tired. I just wanted to lay down. So she called the emergency, whatever they, for like a checkup. She called the police because I wouldn't go if the ambulance just came, I wouldn't go. But she even called my cousin, who was was a nurse at the time, in the emergency room working, and she's like, you're not going to get him to go if he don't want to go. We can't do anything about it. But she tried to talk me into it, so she handed me the phone, and she's like, "Why don't you just come in?" And I'm like, "Nope, not having it." I handed the phone right back to her. So that's when she called the services to do a welfare check on me, along with the cops and stuff. And they came in and they were like asking me a bunch of questions and stuff. And I sit on the couch and I have a Christmas tree up. And I thought it was funny that one of the cops stood right in front of the Christmas tree, and like he like stepped over purposely to step in front of the Christmas tree. And I was wondering why he was doing that. And then they're asking me what month it was. And I couldn't even come up with the month, even though the Christmas tree was there. And I mean, I get it all afterwards. Like, okay, now I know why the cop stood in front of the Christmas tree. Asked me other questions that I didn't know. So they got me in, and my cousin started asking me a bunch of questions, and I'm like, no, I didn't overtake this. I didn't overtake that because I was on morphine and stuff like that at the time. And I'm like, no, I didn't overtake it. I know I didn't overtake it. And so as she's talking to me, the other nurse hits me up with a uh, they think I'm overdosing or something. So they hit me with this drug that's supposed to bring people out, like if they're like uh Narcan. They Narcan me. And so as soon as she Narcan me, all that stuff went up to my brain. All the chemicals that I haven't been peeing out for how many days went to my brain, and I was like, I totally lost it then. Um, but I remember waking up as in the they were taking me. I was kind of in and out. They were taking me to another hospital that could do the work on me. And my cousin asked the head nurse if they should incubate me at that time before taking me over, and they're like, she said no. So on the way over, I started to code. So they got me in the hospital. As they were wheeling me into the hospital, I could hear all these bells and whistles, and my girlfriend at the time was telling me about everything that was going on there, people running around left and right. And I remember when they incubated me, there was like three of them around my head, trying to crank my jaw open really far to get the tube down my throat. And I was watching it. I don't think you're supposed to be awake for this, but I'm seeing everything. And I'm just kind of like, you would think you would be in this, like, oh God, what's going on with me, da 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 da. But I was totally like not, I was there, but I felt like I was like pure consciousness. And I was just like, just something was overwhelming and kept saying in my mind, you're gonna be fine, you're gonna be fine. And I felt good. And but I couldn't feel my legs, I couldn't feel my arms, I couldn't feel anything of my body. I know they were cranking on my mouth and stuff. I couldn't even feel that. And I was just watching them. And at one point, real quick kind of flash, nanosecond, I was I seen from this angle, I seen them as they were putting the tube in. Like I could actually see a little bit outside my body. I was outside my body looking at that way, kind of for a split second. And then I was like, I don't actually even feel like I was even in my body at that the whole time. I felt like I was just around my body, I was just there. And but anyways, then they take me into the emergency room, and um they need to hook me up to these things for the dialysis machine, the intake and outtake tubes. For the dialysis machine, they put it up in my neck. And so I was in a coma for 3 days. And when I came out of the well, actually on the table, while I was on the table when they were putting the tubes in, I woke up and I actually had a conversation with the doctor. I was scared. I was telling him, please let me, I was asking him to please let me go. I wasn't sure what was going on, why I was being operated on, and if I was operated on, why am I awake? And I was like, please just let me go. I don't want an operation. I don't want nothing. And he's like, Pat, just calm down. And the nurse behind me must have hit me with a needle to knock me out again. And so now I'm in a coma, and I'm having these weird, like, when they slowly start bringing you out of the coma, they only bring you out so far. When you have a visitor or something, they bring you out so far. And I'm in my mind and I'm actually talking to myself, like, I'm not able to move my lips because I've got the tube down my throat. I'm not able to write because they didn't bring me that far out to where I can acknowledge anybody. Um, and so I'm yelling at them in my mind, just bring me out of this, bring me out of this. That was the weirdest feeling. It's like, I felt stuck in my body, and yeah, I would not. That would be a scary feeling, to be in a coma for a long time if your mind operates that way, where you're fully alert and you can hear everything, but you just can't do anything. And that is the weirdest feeling. But so when I come out of the coma, the doctor comes and sees me, and the first words out of his mouth is something like, we had an incident, didn't we, on the table. And I just thought, wow, that was real, because I thought, well, maybe it was a dream, because people don't just wake up on the table like that. So I thought maybe I was just dreaming it. And when he confirmed it, I was like, holy crap, that was real. And then I didn't even think about it until like a year, 2 years later. I'm think I went back and I'm going over what happened to me. And then I'm thinking, how could I have had that conversation? How could I have had this conversation with the emergency, this doctor who's having surgery on me? How in the hell could I have had surgery when I was already incubated before going into surgery? So, and he confirmed it. So I'm thinking, if we do switch timelines, our consciousness, I believe my consciousness may have switched a timeline, into another timeline at that point. Because when I woke up out of the coma, everybody seemed different. That's when I really woke up to the Mandela Effect. I do think I was seeing the Mandela Effect before I actually woke up and found out what it was called. I can almost certain that I've seen it before. Like John Deere, I think changed before that, and the street lights, I believe, changed before that too. But anyways, so that was my near death experience. Welcome, Elgo. Welcome on Indoctrinated. And Censored Cactus, welcome. Annie, welcome. Call for Zero, welcome. Propagate, welcome. And Keith, welcome. Angels Don't Fall, welcome. And Crunchy B, welcome, everybody. I to post a comment. Yeah, that's what I want to do. But yo, if anybody wants to come in and chat, if you got a near death experience that you want to talk about, I will put the link out there, and you're more than welcome. Anybody's more than welcome to come in and talk about their near death experience, or if they have any questions for me. If you guys have any questions about mine, you're more than welcome. Unindoctrinated said I overdosed a couple of times in 2016. When I woke up, I believed I switched timelines, Patrick. This might have happened to me also when I was younger after car wrecks I was involved in. It's really curious. I'm wondering, how many times do we die? You know, um, do we die and jump another timeline? Before it's our time. Whatever that means. Um, it's like so many questions. Welcome, Dave.
Hey, Pat, how's it going? Good to see everybody
Good.
in
How,
chat.
how you doing?
No, fine. Fine, doing well here, healthy, feeling good.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah. So do you have a near-death experience that happened to you, or?
Well, I just want to put a few pieces together and you can kind of like figure it out or kind of try to go along with it. But
Yeah.
in 1998, I was on a Kawasaki 400 and it was just starting to get dark. It was probably getting close to 7 p.m. And I'm going along this boulevard about, I don't know, 45, 50 miles an hour. And a Honda Civic pulled in front of me. I mean, just as fast as you could pull in front of somebody. Like he didn't see me whatsoever. And I barely touched the brakes and then hit not exactly dead center, but kind of near his driver's side headlight.
Mm.
And the front of my bike, it bent in, the radiator broke, and I flew, I don't know, 25 feet or so into the gutter.
Mm.
Just flew. And I opened my eyes and I looked at the bike, and it had been probably at least 15 seconds because there was a pool of gas and a bunch of plastic broken. It looked like it had time to
Mm.
kind of flow out. And I went to the hospital and they checked me out and they said, well, you got a pretty bad bang on your knee and, so forth and everything. But I was in really good shape. So they released me. But this is the funny part. Where I had that accident was a Caro's restaurant, pretty popular restaurant, and
Mm.
I landed almost like on the front door, like right in the curb, and
Wow.
about yeah, I guess it was about a couple months later, they closed the restaurant, demolished it, put like a 5 foot high chain link fence around the property, let it grow to
Mm.
weeds, and it's been that way ever since, which is
Wow.
pretty weird.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think perhaps there was a bad scene there and it was just so bad they said, hey, let's just like this whole area right here is going to be shut down. And maybe they did.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make any sense for a Caro's just off the freeway to be shut down like that because it's popular, with the coffee and pies and all that.
Right. Right.
So about, I don't know, 5 or 6 months later, I joined a new church, and it was a Protestant church, and it was multi denominational. They took all comers. And on that first service I went to, when we spoke the Lord's Prayer out loud, 90% of the church said debts, and there were a handful of us that said trespasses. And that was like not that long. I'm like, what? That was my first something's not right here moment.
Yeah, I've recently I've watched a couple different Jesus movies, like even the Gospel of Matthew. Just watched that, and Jesus said debtors and debtors, or debtors, whatever that thing, how they say that. I'm just like, what? So they even got it now wrong on there, or wherever we are, this is the way they always knew it, as debtors, and they never knew it as trespasses.
Yeah.
We forgive those who trespass against us, and not lead us in temptation, but deliver us from evil.
And
Right?
there's something I'd like to bring up, a generality. If you remember 2012, that big buildup, the Mayans, end of the era, we're going to
Mhm.
shift, all that stuff. Like, I'm to the point now where I don't even know if the Mayans existed. I don't trust any history, but they don't just throw that stuff at us for nothing. It's
Right.
like either a cover or a misdirection or an excuse, or you know, like they always do. It's repeated in the news almost daily. And
Yeah.
one thing I remember about 2012 is, and I don't know if you do, but I have a feeling people in chat do. If you remember that buzz about these space objects that were heading toward Earth, and I don't buy any of
Yeah.
that either because
It was a what I heard, like you were right around 2012, it was a meteor about the size of a bus.
I remember two objects, one black one red one.
Oh, okay.
I
I don't,
remember. And
yeah, I don't know about that.
since then I've realized, oceans are flat and everything, but I just don't know what's going on with all this. I'm just trying to put it together. But
Yeah,
I find it curious that either it was an excuse or just by chance that they were saying that these two objects were coming in there, at the end of the era, and then like bam, 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 these years of like Mandela Effect shift, and it
yeah.
just
Hey,
seems curious.
welcome Chloe, welcome Martin, and welcome Peanut, and welcome Ancient Trees. Welcome everybody. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, and so Dave's telling us about giving us some anybody in the chat, if you guys want to answer, what, give Dave maybe some what you're thinking about what he's talking about, myself, I think I think you're on to something, but I think the fallen ones, the fallen angels, I think um they have done this reset many a times. We're watching it right now in live time, in where they're changing the history right now, and nobody here is seeing it, and the ones that do see it aren't going to be here to tell everybody about this years from now. So then they get away with it once again, and they get away with even stricter laws, and or tightening down the slavery of that's why I feel like every soul every soul should get to know Jesus Christ, because I think that is going to be very important when these end times finally come, and we're seeing them come in. I think we're the lucky ones, actually, because we're able to see the Mandela effect. We're able to see that something supernatural is happening. And uh, what, maybe not all the Bible is true, but I'm sure there are definitely some true stories in there. And nothing like this has happened since the time of Jesus. Where we're seeing miracles, and we're seeing the evil, but evil is pretty much taken over in the last few years.
You know, I
So
I had something come to mind just when you said that, and I think it's kind of profound. If there are these resets and these wipeouts and restarts, who are they going to permit, like the base population, who are they going to permit to go forward? Probably the most cooperative.
yeah, of
Hey, just,
course.
be quiet, do your work, that kind of.
Anybody talking anything about Jesus Christ, it's coming to where we will eventually be jailed for our beliefs. That is coming. We're not too far from that right now.
And to complete that statement, I was just saying, if they do allow these cooperative people to move forward, isn't that the meek inheriting the earth?
Hmm.
From the Bible,
Yeah,
the meek shall inherit the earth. That's
yeah,
kind of
right. You're right
profound.
on. Yeah, exactly. And you can tell these elite. I don't even call them elite anymore. I just call them the fallen ones, because that's what they are. And they know their time is short. That's why the everything is ramping up right now. They're trying to fear monger the population so bad. I mean, look at all this different shit that's come out, and look at how many times ever since the um, Ohio thing happened, how many different railroads have blown up. I mean, there. This is not just coincidence.
If you think about these evil people or creatures or demons or fallen angels, whatever, however you'd like to talk about them, they
Mm,
seem to be lacking something we have, like either a true soul or the will to seek God, or whatever the case may be. And so they're lacking, but that's not saying they're not at the top of the food chain.
mm,
Don't you kind of get that vibe? Is that there's like that popular theory of loosh harvesting, and they're eating energy or something? There may be something to that.
well, what I'm kind of getting right now is they are scared to death. That's why they are pouring out nothing but um, evil onto the planet right now, because they know their time is short, and they are just scratching and clawing, trying to get this is a fight for souls right now. And that's just it.
If I can go back to 2012 for a second, like you were saying, when you were on the table, you were kind of semi disconnected from your body. You're not sure quite how far away, but you could look at it for a minute or out of the corner of your eye, or there was like a disconnect there, which I think is 100% real, because people astral travel all the time, and it's pretty common. Many beliefs, ancient beliefs, whether they're true or not, mention that sort of thing. But if you look at reality in general, say there was an incident in 2012, and say it was like a quick wipeout. I'm not saying it's a space rock or some sort of quick wipeout. Our spirits were suddenly like, hey, there's no body, but we're here. And I think through definition, like, what is reality? Reality is what we perceive as being most real. So we, as a group, maybe instantaneously grabbed onto whatever seemed most real or whatever was presented as real, and just accepted it, because if that's all you know, that's all you know.
Hmm.
So I think that's another variable. If there was a shift or a quick like swap out of some sort of reality shift, that's a possibility.
Yeah, it's hard to know how many how many maybe different timelines there could be, um and it's weird too because I don't even know if that the timeline theory falls within the Christ, following Jesus Christ. I mean, that kind of flows off from that. And that's where I break down right now to tell you I'm not perfect. I have these thoughts too. I believe in Jesus Christ. I am a follower of Jesus Christ. But that doesn't stop the thoughts of entering that could this be a uh, like I forget what to call it, like the Matrix,
like a,
could this
an echo or a mirror or something like this.
well being like the Mandela Effect movie, did you see that?
Yeah.
Where they were pushing the
Right.
the theory. I'm trying to think of the theory
Yeah.
they're
Yeah. They're
pushing.
using computers to like produce what they wanted, and yeah, I
I'm
understand
having
fully.
such a brain fog right now.
Right.
What theory am I thinking about here? The being caught in the system. I can't think of the theory I'm thinking about.
Like a synthetic matrix is what you're thinking. Just a synthetic reality.
Yeah, like a game type
Right.
ordeal. But I don't think that's what's going on. I think we are in. I believe yes, we do create our reality to a certain point, but I totally believe that we really need to grasp onto Jesus because Jesus is the one that came here. He showed the people that were here. They showed them the miracles. He taught nothing but love while he was here. He's the only person that has ever lived on this earth that did nothing but teach love, and they killed him for that. So this is a man that I want to follow. This is a man that I believe he is my Lord and Savior. But what other person would you follow in this world? Everybody wants to follow like a actual man like Trump or somebody. And I'm telling you, you're going the wrong way if you're following a scientist or a man of this earth.
Yeah.
Um,
My thoughts on the Bible are that there is a lot of good stuff in it, a lot of truth. I don't know how much is original. I think it's been hijacked to a large degree. I don't believe Jesus was whipped, thorned by politicians, and made a spectacle of and all that, and hung either on a cross or a tree, whatever Mandela effect you want. Anyways, but the thought of miracles, like Jesus performed miracles, that that could be real. And if it is, how did that happen? He had
and I believe that Jesus. I believe Jesus. My belief that he hung on a cross and he died for my sins, and that the Pharisees whipped him to the point where they were pulling flesh and bone from him. And so, just like Jesus doesn't believe in any religion because religion is what killed him. So that's why I always say I don't follow any one religion. I follow Jesus Christ,
if
and
if you look at
so
the miracle of the bread and the fishes and the baskets when he was talking to the crowds,
right.
my explanation, I brought this up before, I'm not sure if it was here on timeline, but I could see that happening where he told the people, hey, the people I'm speaking to are hungry, go to those baskets and feed them. And the two people looked in their baskets, they said, there's nothing in these baskets. And he said, look again. And they were bread and fishes. So I think possibly,
Actually, they had 3 or 4 loaves of bread and one or two fish.
anyways, I always heard fishes. Either way.
I just had to
So,
correct you there.
so I think if that was a miracle, and if it did happen and it's not fully corrupted, that he just said, was there ever a time when there were like a fish and bread in those baskets? There was. Okay, we're shifting there.
Mhm.
I think he had the power to timeline. He didn't like necessarily create a miracle. He just said, we're going somewhere where that is. I think that's how, perhaps how, see, the Bible is presented, but it's not, I think it's corrupted, is what I think.
I think, yeah, it could very well be corrupted to a point, but I don't. I believe that God's word, that whatever Jesus said in the Bible, don't believe any of that can be corrupted. And I mean, but now we see the Mandela effect happening, and it has been changing some of this stuff. So yeah, right now with the paranormal, I could not trust everything I read in the Bible. So you're absolutely right as far as that goes. But I do believe that the certain stuff that needs to be protected has been protected. You can take God out of your schools and out of your wherever, but you can't take it where it lives for everybody to have a chance to know the word. So that's why I believe that, you know, a lot of it is survived and real, but certain words, yes, I believe have been corrupted.
Yeah,
Tried to corrupt it. Yeah.
on the NDE topic, I know 2 people that extremely high possibility have died and are just functioning fine now. I know 2 of them, a guy and a girl. The guy took, multiple overdose amounts with, alcohol and everything. And I guess the timeline says that he passed out for a couple of days and woke up and he was fine, but I don't think he did. I think he died. That's one. And there was the woman, she was in a severe auto wreck. The car was mangled. The 3 people that were in the car were totally destroyed. And she was like banged up, bumps and bruises. And so she's convinced herself that she went down that night when they had that accident. And I talked to her, I guess about 1.5 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, when we were discussing near-death experience online. And she said something that stuck with me, and it's just one of those things that you hear that it's kind of hard to like shake. She said that when we die, we're the last to know. Like everybody, our family, everything, all these things are organized, and we're like, hey, wait, I'm okay. Nothing happened to me. And that's another thing that's really, really profound. I find those words just intense. When we die, we're the last to know.
Yeah, that's interesting. We were just talking about this. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be confronted. No, yeah, comforted. Comforted. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Comforted. Blessed are the meek. You're just talking about that. I just happen to have that page marked. For they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, and for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. So I like that verse, that saying a lot. I think that holds a lot. It's about loving one another, doing unto others as you would want them to do unto you. So I try my best to hold on values, but I'm human too, just like everybody else, and my mind is constantly wandering.
Yeah,
So
I think when you think about life, whether you're in religion or out of religion, I think it comes down to helping others. If you want to bring it to its simplest form, and that doesn't
right.
mean you got to do this, you got to do that. Thou shalt not do. It means help in your way. Could be little things, could be big things, but I think that's what it comes down to.
Patrick, the Bible does not say that now. It's a Mandela Effect. What don't it say? I think we are, Chloe says, I think we are already at the point where everyone has had a chance to know or hear the word. Yeah, I think so too, because the technology is here for all four corners of the earth to be aware of the word. So yeah, I think this is like the first time that all four corners of the earth have been able to communicate with each other. Yes, Jesus swears on himself now. Oh, really? It says do to others as you would want them to do to you. And unto is gone. It says do unto others as you would want them to do unto you. Wow. To do. Yeah. I mean, there was certain words get changed around. It's just like the Mandela effect. It's like there's like an uh like the apostrophe or just the like in Kit Kat where
The hyphen.
the the dash is gone. It's like how what why why the dash? Why is that important? Is that trying to tell us something by just that Mandela effect? But I've noticed a lot of things that used to have an S on it, that used to be like two, has gone to a single one. Um, so are we losing now? I've heard that there's a good us and a bad us. So are we losing? Are we breaking free of one or the other, and we're either going one way or the other? Like now is the time uh I guess it would be uh the wheat how does that saying go? Um
The wheat separated from either the tares or the chaff, depending on what version, like the grain and the husk.
right. So what if that's happening right now and we are completely going off one way as one person, and the other is falling away. The like we're all changing. You can't deny that. All of us have come a long way since 2016, I feel. So, and we're not out, punching people or stealing from people or anything like that. We sit here and we worry about our family, we worry about our friends, and We just want everybody to love one another.
the people that see the traffic light change, which I don't, the green and the red shift.
Yeah.
The people I've heard from talking about that all say it was around 2016, more or less.
Yeah.
And one lady I know in particular said it was the week of the Trump's. I'm not sure if it was election or what it was. It was a big political week.
I thought it was the tares and the wheat, or the wheat and tares.
Yeah, chaff or tares. It depends on the version.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and so that may have been one split point, like then with the red and green, like you're saying, one way or the other. But, and this is as close as I'm going to get to it, 3 years ago in March was another pivotal time where people had to, like, hey, am I going to throw my brother under the bus? Am I going to like play dumb for the nice car and the home? Or am I just going to do the right thing? And a lot of people chose the wrong thing. So, I mean, it was like a really hard one way or the other. And I know which side I'm on and which side you're on, but
another thing that was big for me in 2016 that I noticed right away was the JFK. The whole JFK scene, the car, the way he shot. Now it's supposedly different. I just seen a video where that shows the two bullets coming in at the same time from a different angle, and it also shows in the background, it shows 666 just as he's being shot. And not, I mean, you really got to look for it, but I'm trying to think who put that video out. And all this shit blows my mind. I need to write this shit down so I can give them credit. But that was one of the biggest changes for me. That blew my mind when I seen that new video, because I was used to just the Zapruder film, the black and white Zapruder film that we seen in high school, and we also seen it in a couple different movies. So yeah, that blew my mind. The stoplight thing was a big one. Captain Crunch was another one, because I know that Captain Crunch was CAPTAIN, Captain Crunch. And now it's, when I seen it in the stores, Cap'n, I thought, what in the hell is this? Why would the company change it to that? And I just was like, what the hell's going on?
right.
But I thought these were all like I thought that was just a simple the company changing it to that. And then Hellman's mayonnaise changed right around that time too. And now Hellman's has 2 L's in it for hell.
Wow.
So I mean, this is
yeah, on the timing on JFK, just from memory, I remember they're rolling along, bam, he was hit. He like went forward. Jackie noticed it, and she's like, "Oh, what?" Like, just started to touch him, and then bam again. So it's probably 2 seconds. It wasn't like up. It was like maybe a like 2 second gap.
Yeah, that's what I remember, and I remember too when I first seen the new video back in 2016 when Jackie went forward, it definitely looked like she pulled a gun underneath his chin and blew. I'm like, if they would have this film back in my other timeline, she would have been convicted right away. There's no doubt about it.
And you could add to that she went on to marry a multi-millionaire.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was just like his trophy or what, but the whole thing's bizarre. It's just weird.
Yeah, it is. It is. Creek Mary says the nut house, I can't remember off the top of my head, but it seems like I heard about Mandela around the same time. Unindoctrinated, so every time that I had an NDE, all the people that are close to me at that point, in my life change and other people become close to me. So I wouldn't notice people acting different. I was going to read one back here where who said that? I'm good, Emily, we're alive. Anyway, I heard, but no, not that one. Seems as to I just saw a new patient on the week that no. Did everyone see Moneybags recent? No, I did not see Moneybags recent one. I don't think that I've got any better since 2016. If anything, I would say not. That I have fallen off, but have done less of what God calls for me to do. That's from Chloe. When was the? I cannot find it now. I think everybody's just writing too darn. Oh, here it is. Unindoctrinated said, "What if when we have NDE and switch realities, our charger in the previous reality changes to an NPC?" Yeah, or we're just dead. We passed away on that timeline, and I sometimes think if we pass away on one timeline, our consciousness in that timeline moves into this body. So I believe that's how we also grow is we're collecting ourselves throughout all these realities. We're passing away and moving on to our next timeline, and slowly we're coming together ourself as one.
There does seem to be a split of spirit in some way, and you could kind of look at like synchronicities and just unusual things, even like real vivid dreams, things like that, where it just seemed like it's another reality. So yeah, I kind of agree. I kind of see what Ryan's saying there. It's possible that there is I don't want to say splintering, but maybe like a fork in the road.
Yeah, and all the NPCs could be just they could either be just a like the NPCs here are probably their bodies in another timeline probably haven't passed yet. So when their body passes and their consciousness moves to this timeline, then they will be more awake. Each time our consciousness moves on and moves into our own consciousness to build a bigger, to put ourselves together, basically, we become more of a awake. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, and I think there's also periods where there's a mass population shift. Like for me, I worked in like customer service in the casino. I was talking to tourists all the time, night after night after night. And I noticed it was around August, September 2019, that the whole crowd seemed to like change to me. Like it felt like who are these people? They seem to be like less aggressive in like a physical or fighting sense,
Mhm.
and not as smart mentally, but higher tech. And it's just really peculiar. And I mentioned that to Brian Stavely at the time because I was Mandela affected and flat Earth by then. And he said,
Mhm.
yes, he detected that also. It was right around like the third quarter of 2019 that there was a mass population shift, like the whole vibe. Or also there was that Orion Sagittarius talk that maybe the whole thing shifted that way. There's a lot to this. It's hard to say.
Mhm. Right. Um. Ancient Tree says, Creek Mary, if we believe we are perfect, then we are. Creek Mary answers back, Ancient Trees, I know. I messed up and was not perfect. I already messed messed this timeline up. Everybody took an update that made them go along with everything. Yeah, they took something, didn't they? Um, and there's no way. I don't, how. I know in the Bible it says that we need to spread God's word. We need to bring, help save some of these souls, but they don't listen to us. So how I don't, it upsets me but they have their free will to do whatever they want. Even if we call them NPCs, they still have free will. They're still a soul. They just may be either a real young soul or just not awake to that. Maybe they're on a whole new or a whole different. Maybe they're with a bunch of souls. As we can see, there's a whole sheep world full of these lost souls. Maybe they are not ready yet for this information because I think what I've learned since I've woken up to this stuff, what I've learned is the people who resonate with me have been looking for the truth for a long time, for many years. And I know I myself have at least 15 years into this, uh, from being a baby or waking up to all this stuff. I mean, I actually started in high school, so I actually have a lot longer, but when I really started getting into it was about 15 years or so ago when I started waking up to 9/11 and all that stuff. Um, we are expecting people, and this is myself, I guess, talking. I'm expecting people to listen to me and to wake up. And I wasn't thinking I've got all these years behind me to wake up and to slowly wake up. If we throw this stuff at them and we're trying to wake them up, they're not, most of them are not going to wake up because it's just too much. It was too much for us at one point, especially after the Mandela Effect hit for me. That got to be too much at that time.
Yeah.
That was blowing my mind how this stuff was changing like this.
Yeah,
And we still don't have an answer to why it's changing.
I know when I first realized it in April 2019. That's when I came down from the confusion. It was like 3 days of like, what the heck is going on? I started to wonder how people couldn't see Chick-fil-A had changed. I'm like, man, they're like in every town. Can't you see it? It just seems so bizarre.
See, now
There was no K.
that one doesn't even affect me
That's
because
crazy.
we don't have a Chick-fil-A in our town, so
Okay.
I'm not used to Chick-fil-A, so I have no idea how it was spelled.
Right.
But
Right.
I have heard the
And
different
Dolly's
ways.
braces. Yeah.
Yeah, I know about Dolly's braces. That
Right.
one is definitely one for me.
Yeah.
Um, and it's weird how uh some of us will have like these big major Mandela effects happen to us, and some of us it it don't affect that person. So it kind of tells you that we are each definitely on our own path, uh, of waking up. Some people are further than me, some people aren't as far as me. So I think that's kind of the way I look at it is like, um, but it's kind of, I think also too, I want to be able to do the right thing before I pass on to the next timeline or the next wherever I'm going. I want to be able to do God's will. I want him to know that I'm definitely on the side of good and definitely out to destroy evil.
Like
And
like you said at the start that nobody's perfect. And I think the game is to try to fail less, to put out the effort. Where some people are just going down the hill real fast. You just try to like put the brakes on, fail less, help others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just it's crazy. I would have never thought when I started waking up and everything, I never would have thought that I would see something like the Mandela effect happen. Like this is like totally crazy. How one's history. Now, I was taught in high school history is solid. History cannot change. But I'm here to tell everybody who is new to the channel, your history is definitely changing. Your history changes.
Yeah. I unfortunately, I'm pretty sure it's a lie, and that's why I changed.
Welcome, Digi, and welcome, Cammy, Martin, Creek Mary, Peanut. Digital says must permanently ban me for saying there are only two genders. He hated my hashtags. Did you see I sent them hashtags, Digital? I sent them to Musk. I think it was today I sent them. Creek Mary, things that have changed for some people have always been here. So I figure they're passing through my timeline. Could be. Creek Mary, oh, history is not anything like we've been told. Yeah, exactly. Cammy says, I'm expecting one every time I share more stuff, though. Tell people I'm sure I'm going to one day. Not sure what she's talking about there. Going lurker mode, driving to get water, listening. All right, ancient trees.
You know,
Oh,
you were
yeah, go
saying,
ahead.
Pat, how it hits you and it's just hard to absorb. In 2019, when I realized it, and I first saw it was on Brian Staveley's show, he goes, "Oh, by the way, everybody, Niagara changed to Niagara." I'm like, "Oh, come on, man, come on." So then I asked a bunch of people that were Mandela affected, like in chat and stuff like that, and very few, like you were saying with like Chick-fil-A, very few. They like most of them said, "Oh no, it's always been Niagara," and this is the crew. And now we're
Wow.
like 3 years later, and maybe half of the people are going, "Yeah, you're right, it changed." But it was the weirdest thing.
Yeah, I always knew it as Niagara.
Not
Ni
Niagara,
no,
Niagara.
Niagara.
Right, right.
Yeah. Um, yeah, the Smithsonian, that changed too, right?
It's got to
I know
be. It's got to be
Brian.
institute. It's got to be institute, but it isn't. It's institution.
Oh yeah, that's what Brian was saying that
Yeah.
one too. Brian, Smithsonian Institution. That's the way they say it now,
Right.
and it used to be just Smithsonian Institute.
Right.
There's what other one?
Well, Grand Central Station,
Yeah, that's
New
another
York,
one.
and you know
Uh,
they.
that one for me though, I do remember Grand Central Station, but they said that there's two different stations in New York. So what is the other one that they said
The
that was?
Mandela Effect backstory is that they all call them terminals, so it's kind of muddied. But I mean, I lived in New England for a long time, and I actually took like the train to New York City in the subways.
Uh,
I never
yeah.
heard anybody say Grand Central Terminal. Never,
Oh no, me either. Right,
never. Yeah.
right.
But they muddied it up by saying, "Oh yeah, that's what it is. It's a terminal."
Yeah,
So
right.
yeah,
Yeah, and you can see the narrative that they're going right now. They are, I believe that they are I didn't think this was possible. I didn't think they were really going to do this, but they are. It looks like they are definitely going to do this fake alien invasion. It looks like they're going to do it, people. They are. We are shooting down unidentified uh, things almost every day now. So I mean, when the hell did you start shooting shit out of the sky that you don't know what the hell it is? You know, come on.
And then
When
it
is
was,
any when has any country ever shot anything out of the sky that they didn't know what it
yeah,
was?
wasn't it like about 14 years ago they had that funky like Navy radar uh interception like off the coast of San Diego, and that somehow like slipped out, and come on, you know,
Right.
you know,
And
yeah,
they get these people, they get this sheeple all wrapped up in this and thinking, "Oh my God, there's you." I mean, I've seen videos of where people you can hear women in the background praying to the aliens, like they think their aliens are going to come save them. Some people do, and some people are afraid of the aliens.
yeah. I think if there
I
are,
can't wait till they get here.
yeah, if there are like what you want to call aliens, it's probably a dimensional character,
I,
like
I think it's
not an archon, but maybe
demons.
something like that. I don't know.
I think what has been in our skies are actual demons, that not only look like the spaceships, they can make themselves look like anything. I actually seen one video of it showed like Jesus Christ was up in the clouds, and I was like, "Are you serious?" So we know that that's the uh, Project Blue Beam, and well, I don't know where they were trying it out at, and the whole video could be CGI'd as far as I know.
Yeah,
But there is also people like yelling up to the sky, "Oh, my Lord is here, my Lord is here," and stuff like that. And it's like, oh man, please don't fall for this shit.
it's been a solid 15 years that anything could be presented as real that's not. It's been about that long now. So,
You or I could actually be fake. I mean, could be a total AI thing. They have the capability to do all that now,
right. I
to
guess
make somebody
that's
look
why we
like
have
you're
meetups, so we could like see everybody and talk.
yeah, yeah. Break bread with each other so we know we're all real. I'm sure some of these people in chat aren't real. I mean, I could tell you a few right off the bat that's not real. Unindoctrinated, Cammy, Creek Mary, they are the realest souls you'll ever meet. Zing. Just kidding.
Hey,
Joking.
Pat, I'm here with my son, so I'm going to check on my son, and I'm going to have a coffee. And I want people, if you feel like you want to come forward and talk about your NDE, to come up, and we're all friends here,
Mhm.
and we just like to chat. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be watching on the other side of the screen. But thank you, Pat, and take care, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. And thanks for your help, your donations.
Oh,
Thank you so
thanks.
much.
No problem.
I
Bye bye.
I appreciate that. So that was call for zero, Dave. Awesome. I gotta take a pee break, so I will put the link out there, and if anybody wants to join, you're more than welcome to join. Just know that if you do pop in, give me a few minutes because I'm going to go take a pee break. So I shall be right back. Hello. Is anybody out there? Is anybody out there? Hello, my dearest Kimmy, my dearest Creek Mary. My thoughts on news is the more it looks bad, that is the opposite in real life. That they show us worse stuff, the more we are actually winning and taking them down. Hi, all. My son is fine. Gave him a CBD brownie. Ooh, I wish I had a CBD brownie. No, I want a real pot brownie. I don't want the CBD stuff. People on the news look so fake, especially the newscasters, and half those bitches are really dictards. But you know what? I tell you, the even to watch a movie nowadays is hard to do because you can see the fakeness as much as you want to see the acting and stuff. You can see through all the acting, and it's like not even fun anymore. But and especially if you're watching like uh the Matthew and some Jesus movies, you know how them actors are. They're like it's funny, but it's like a learning, just it's not the acting I'm watching anyways. It's the trying to learn the um what Jesus says, And I watch different movies and then I connect it with the text. And even some of these movies, what they say are not even in the text. So you really gotta understand what movie you're really watching. Um, I found even the big one that's going on, and I fell full into this. It's called The Chosen, and I like it. It's a very good series, but there's some teach that you know like if you're having an actor who plays Jesus, you can't have this actor believe and have video of him going up and worshiping a statue. And he's been caught doing that. And I think that's, I mean, whoever, I just don't think that's a role for him, me personally. I don't think he should be playing that role if he, if in real life he's showing to bow down to an idol. So I kind of like fell back a little bit on that, but really it's about the word and listening to the word. It's not about any one actor. So you got to look past that. And I know some people, it's going to turn a lot of people away from it. Uh, but it is it's their free will to do whatever they want, and that's what I mean. Also, by watching the B actors in some of these, we don't know what every actor believes in, and so it's not about the actor. And I kind of fell into that at first. I was like, oh, if he's going to worship this, I'm not even going to watch this series anymore. But it's really not about that. Do you guys feel that way, or am I wrong on this one? Yeah, Cammie's been up for 15 hours. Go to bed, Cammie. Okay, by the way, oh, hey, Propagate. What up, man? What does your son like about his train set? Fascinated with the click clack. Okay, by the way, I like your perspective and astronomic knowledge. Martin, my dad made me a wee landscape with a wee sheep and stuff for my train set. It was ace. I loved the choo choo. Thank you. Brian has a paranormal show coming up. Hope to hop on for that. Oh, that's cool. Some of those movies are goofy. One had Moses doing the ark. So Brian's doing a paranormal show, eh? When is that? I think I need to make some coffee. Yes, okay. So I'm going to make some coffee here in a second. But I'm not going to leave you. I'm going to stay on here with you. I'm just going to bring you along and you're going to make some coffee with me. Are you a street fighter and a champion? Yes, I am. You know the arcade game Street Fighter? I kick ass. Do. Yeah, I kick ass on that game. That's a good game. So, let's see. Where do we want to go? Revelations. Now to you I say, and to the rest of this is a hard word. Thyatira. Thyatira. I can't pronounce that word. As many as do not have this doctrine, who have not known the depths of Satan, as they say, I will put on you no other burden, but hold fast what you have till I come. And he who overcomes and keeps my works until the end, to him I will give power over the nations. He shall rule them with a rod of iron. They shall be dashed to pieces like the potter's vessels. I also have received from my Father, and I will give him the morning star. He who has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches. And to the angel of the church, uh, that's the churches have become uh, grounds for become meeting places for Satan. I believe if you're stuck in the church, you're getting the wrong message. These things say he who has the seven spirits of God and the seven stars. I know your works, that you have a name, that you are alive, but you are dead. Be watchful and strengthen the things which remain, that are ready to die, for I have not found your works perfect before God. Remember therefore how you have received and heard, hold fast. Sometimes when I read the Bible, it all kind of conjumbles into like not making sense. Like I could sit here and I could read it, and I have to reread it before it starts to make a little sense. But then some of the words I'm not. It's really anybody, really everybody that reads the Bible. When Jesus speaks, he speaks in parables. So you gotta sit here and you gotta try to figure out what he's talking about. And that's what really, it's like that's where everybody's minds can go to different places. And that's what confuses me about the Bible is the speaking in parables. How do we, I mean, the only way we can tell the real truth is in our heart. It leads us the right way, right? It's how you feel. Um, and I guess it's different it is different for everybody. But a majority of the people who believe in they believe in the same thing. They obviously they connect with each other, right? And the ones who don't believe or whatever, I don't know where I'm going with this. For most of the time, I don't know. For me, yeah, I take the words in the Bible um, to a certain point, but most of the stuff that I feel, I don't, I don't really know the Bible. Like I can't speak the Bible in verses like a lot of people can, but I don't think that makes me any different because I have the belief and I've asked for forgiveness and I'm trying to be a good person. So, do I need to know the Bible in and out? I don't feel that I do. And but I'm not saying that it's wrong if people want to read the Bible from the first page to the last page. Um, Sometimes I've felt the need to have to do that because and not to need from God or anything, but to need from like almost a peer pressure. It's like other people are reading the Bible who are believers and they read it completely out and they can speak these words real quick and they can throw out these phrases and stuff. But even Jesus said, I remember somewhere he said something along the lines. I'm not quoting him, but he does say somewhere along the lines that even the people that spew out the Bible verses doesn't make them close to his Father, to God. Um, so right there, that tells you just because you know all the verses, it doesn't save you. Um, just like if I can't say good works alone like won't get you there either. Um, some of these people are just weekend worshipers, that go to church every Sunday and they do the Sunday thing with the family, but the other 6 days of the week they're assholes. They don't do a damn thing for anybody but themselves. So there's so many people who think they're saved, but they're not. And I pray every day that I'm saved because I don't feel saved. I don't feel worthy enough to be saved. And when I think hard about it, it's a hard pill to swallow because I want to feel saved. I mean, who doesn't? But I had, I had dinner with my daughter tonight. We went out to dinner and um it was nice. I love when we are able. We don't get to spend much time together because she works a lot of hours and she's got her own life and stuff. So we every time we do get to see each other, we'll go out and do something, like have dinner or something, and I talk to her and stuff, and I try to bring in the kind of religious part. I don't want to push her though. I want her to find everything on her own, find Jesus on her own. I tried to push it on her when she was younger, and I stopped myself because I knew what I was doing. Uh, she didn't want nothing to do with it, didn't want to sit down and watch anything. Uh, so I stopped pushing her because that would have pushed her away. And but everybody has their own beliefs, and I believe like I'm sure all the people that come to my channel are special, and they got the eyes to see and the ears to hear, and I don't think you guys wouldn't be here if you weren't special. Not saying that I'm special, but I feel I talk to a lot of you people, and a lot of you have open minds, and you're good people. We all take care of each other. This is like the best community that I have ever, and I don't even know you guys face to face. It's like I know people in my past face to face, and yet this is a better relationship than I've had with a lot of my friends in the past, and we've been face to face friends. But this is the best community that I've seen, that when somebody needs some help, you know, you guys are all there, and I think that's cool. Greek Mary says, I feel like I know your heart. My heart? Or you talking to somebody in there? Moose Snuggle. Let's see. Martin Healy, a moose smoothie is a good way to start the morning. It's a joke, but it's here. It's there. I live in a town you order elephant toenails, though. It's on the menu, but it's crazy expensive, so nobody orders it. You know what? You know what my daughter had tonight at the restaurant we went to? She had this bowl. It was a salad, but it had cow tongue in it. And the last time we were at that restaurant was over a year ago, and she had me try the cow tongue tacos, which I did, which I'm like, it was okay, but I would never eat it again. And I was just looking at that. I knew that was off when I was looking at her salad. I'm like, what meat is that in there? She's like, oh, this is the cow tongue. And I'm like, uh, but everybody's got that different taste. Uh, oh, thank you, Keep Mary. I'm going to take you guys to the make a coffee to the kitchen to make some coffee. Uh, So, let's see here. Let me get all fixed up here. Pull this up, set this up, and then I can put myself back on video. Video. There we go. There we go. All right. Oh, you were mentioning my shirt, the Street Fighter. Catch the back of it. I like the back of it. This is like one of my favorite shirts. This shirt is actually from the 80s. The tag on the back says 87, I think. 1987, I think it says. I was going to try to look at it, but it's not going to work that way. I'll choke myself if I try to look at it. I can't even find it. Let's see. Did you all see the Twitter post I tweeted about the lady who is dying and getting evicted in my town? I guess she went national and now the landlord may be in trouble. I did not see that video. Actually, I feel like I don't even know. Annie says, actually, I feel like I don't even know my own heart. I saw a drawing of the heart today and I'm like, what's that thing? It looks like a pipe organ. Huh. Interesting. I love the 80s. Super Mario Brothers. Welcome. Yeah, I like the 80s myself. I wouldn't mind not that I liked school. I wouldn't mind going back to school. I had a fun time in school. I didn't do the work. I got like D's, which is a good thing now. But I had a lot of fun in the sports, girls, partying. Them were the days. And then even after high school, until I started growing up around 25, it took me about that 25. That's when I started excelling. That was an excellent job you did with Patrick. Yes, he did do a good job. Thanks. Call for zero, Algo. Cammy, they said the ambulances coming for her were a problem, so people complained. So he told her to get out, gave her 2 weeks verbal, then cut her power. That's not good. And heat and water off? Wow. Um, oh, thank you. Thank you, Call for Zero. Dave. I know her. She is a sweet old lady, maybe a few months left at most. That's terrible. I'd be interesting to have a conversation with you about the big pictures sometime on the screen on the stream. Yeah, yeah, he's a good guy to talk to. I like your ideas, call Dave. I like your ideas too, Algo. I mean the was it the little season? That could very well be what's going on too. Who knows? But the Mandela effect is definitely supernatural. No doubt about that. What else would you call it? You know? Oh boy. Let's go with this coffee first. Oh, thank you, Algo. I was so upset, but now that she made news, the BC housing minister is stepping to help. So I'm hoping something comes of it. Oh, what the hell? Let's see. See if I can do this. I'll be right back, guys. Give me about 3 minutes. All right. I'm back. Just got to cut this off. And there we go. All right. There we go. Is that better? Yeah. Okay, so I'm making some coffee. So I'll put the link out there one more time if anybody wants to join. If not, we'll talk for a little bit longer and see how almost on 2 hours already. So give me a second and I'll put a link out there. Kind of liking that jazz music, yeah? Well, that was rock music, actually. Okay, let's get the lid on. All right. Shit, I didn't even do something. Hold on a second. I'm messing it up. All right, got it. Hey, you guys ever see one of these clocks? When the time goes off, it goes cuckoo. All these different birds, it makes the sound. Sometimes it scares the shit out of me because it'll go off and I'm like, where the hell is that coming from? And I'm like, damn, I haven't had that clock up there over a year and I'm still not used to it. Yeah. Ugh. Have you seen the large bump on Jaw's forehead? No, I have not seen that. Dolly's braces, Moonraker, yep, seen that one. I used to sell those clocks. Oh, really? Uh, much today. Yeah, or are we just going to let that slide by untouched after all these? I um I forgot what I was gonna say. I um I forgot what I was gonna say. Hmm. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can put the link out there one more time. Oh yeah, I was gonna say the last 2 days I have barely even been on my phone. I've been really trying to uh, do my best to get away from. Now I know I'm not going to totally get away from it, but I'm trying my best to get away from the technology as much as possible. Um, I'm not going to stop doing streams or anything like that. Most of the time, it's the only time I'm actually on my phone besides texting somebody. I barely talk to people on the phone. Once in a while, I'll talk to Sharky, but I rarely use the phone for anything. And the people, my cellular company, which would be U.S. Cellular, is definitely making a lot of money off of me because I don't use it as much as some people do. Some people really get the bang for their buck on their device, but I barely even use my time because I have the internet, which connects to your phone. That pretty much runs your phone, so you don't use the data that much. And I've got like unlimited data, but and I've thought about getting rid of the Wi-Fi, but then if I was to run streams and stuff just alone off the data, it doesn't work obviously as good as if you had Wi-Fi. So it's kind of like, what do you do? Um, there is now Egyptian type tombs found in Japan. Wow. Of course, there are things going on all over at the moment, and most of it is not covered in, unless you know what you are looking for, you want to find it with all the crap out there. Um, Supposedly a lot of wildlife. Oh my God, you guys! I watched this movie. I didn't even know what I was getting into. I didn't even know when it was made. I knew it was a newer movie, but I watched it. It's called Don't Look Up. Oh my God, is the propaganda. There's so much propaganda in that movie. I actually think I'm gonna have to watch it and break the propaganda down and do a whole stream just on the propaganda in that movie. It's crazy. It is crazy. The whole film there's nothing, it's all propaganda. It's all right film. I mean, if you want it, if you can get past the propaganda and stuff like that, it's all right. But for the people who don't know what they're looking at, they're definitely, I could see them falling in a rut of a few different propaganda shit that they pull on there. Has anybody else seen that movie? Don't Look Up. I believe that one has Meryl Streep in it. I don't I seen it over the weekend. I think I probably seen it on Friday, so I'm already forgetting the actors that are in it. Um, but they have they have a lot of big actors in it. Abstract said okay, you saw the movie. What did you think of it? They purposely spilled it onto ground, mixed them together, and lit it on fire. That was crazy. I seen a video of where a guy was asking the mayor, would they have lit it on fire in Ohio, one of the big cities in Ohio, and the mayor wouldn't answer him, and he just kept asking, and finally the other people that was around the mayor kind of pushed this guy kind of out of the way, you know. Um, so he's like, "Don't touch me! Don't touch me! You're touching me! Don't touch me!" You thought the ending was good? Yeah. That toxic crap will circle and mix in air worldwide. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I mean, I know what they've been telling everybody what the chemicals were, but do we have any proof that the chemicals were really the chemicals they're talking about? Not saying that it didn't happen. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying, were they right about the chemicals that they said that, you know, I still haven't seen any mass kill off of animals or anything. Maybe, I don't know if you guys have, point me in the right direction, because I haven't seen anything. I've seen some chickens, but that video of the chickens were kind of all over the place. I mean, they were making that same news clip was making it all through and so I did see a video, and I'm not sure where this was at, but one guy seen a deer dead, and another 10 yards from that deer was another deer that was dead, and no sign of bullet holes or anything. They look like they've been dead for quite a while. But that's only two deer. If they were killing off, you would have big sections of, I mean, you'd have a lot of dead animals, I would think. So deer, I see, not deer, marten. I seen 3 deer in one small area. Oh, you seen 3 deer in one small area? Then burning them again changes it, but they are testing for the chemicals they were carrying, right? But mixing them makes all new ones so pointless, right? I've noticed less insects since 2019 here in Nevada. You know, for mosquitoes, me too. I haven't seen many mosquitoes out during the summer as we used to. Matter of that, like flies, even flies, I don't see many flies anymore either, come to think about it. So they have no idea, average derailment. But what they are doing though, I mean, if you look at all these, like how many train wrecks have they had since the Ohio one? There's been probably maybe 15 or so, or more than that. So that's like a lot. That's not just the coincidence of a couple of trains derailing. I mean, obviously there's something going on, and we just got to remember that we are not in the fight for flesh and blood. So this is whatever they're doing. It's not our fight. For we are not from this world. Do you hear that? Did you hear that car? Probably not, because I got my earphones on. But as soon as I said that, I was like, now the noise interruptions are going to try, but I have the headphones on. Ain't gonna work. Maybe you did hear it. I don't know. Did you hear it? If not, there were the earphones worked. I'm getting hot. It's getting very hot in here. It's getting hot in here. I think we're gonna have to go into the office. Office is the coolest place in the house. So we're gonna take a little walk into the office. Uh, uh, that's better. That's better. It's nice and cool in here. Can you guys feel the difference? Okay. I blame it on the terrorists crossing the border. We still got the dreaded Midge. I can vouch for that. They're speeding up their end means time is running out. Yep. Taking a walk outside into the cold, icy cold. It's not too bad here. It's been around 35 degrees. It's been about 35 degrees. Ugh. It's so hot, and then I go and make a coffee. That don't make much sense. What happened to my... Can we get strikes for playing like a little music from the radio? Can we get a strike for that? Is Elgo here yet? Elgo, are you still on a strike if you're here? Ah, crap. Oh, yuck. I got some of that crap on me from the weed. You know, when you clean out that crap out of the pipe or whatever, and it gets on your skin and it stings. Ah, gross. Copyright stuff, not all. But how do you know what the... Yeah, it's all fucking clogged up. I don't have anything to unclog this thing. Sorry, everyone. I'm just trying to Hmm. Do you want me to start singing for something? I'm trying to do two things here at once. I apologize. Who controls the weather controls the world. Yeah, he who controls history controls the world. Or he who controls Trump control or he who controls time controls the world. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Let's go with the big one. So open your mouths. There you go. See, I share. I share. Yeah, we're having a breakdown now. I'm like, I think I'm all talked out, but I'm gonna hang in there like a trooper. And I'm just gonna read your guys' comments for a while. You can freely play Tom McDowell. Yeah. No, I'm talking about just songs that had come off the radio, that just whatever song, like a radio station. You should be able to play music just let it play in the back, and like we're just having a pajama party or something, you know. Hold on a second. Let me see what we can get rocking and rolling here. There's no cord. Where the hell is the cord? Oh man. Well, I can't do that. Sorry, I couldn't find the cord. I'm gonna have to look for the cord, so I don't know where the heck that is. I got a cord box, but I don't feel like looking. See, like this is the radio. I was gonna play this radio, but it has no cord. Okay. So it looks like I'm gonna have to move it to take the video off because my phone's down to 27% and I've got to charge it. So I'll keep talking, and when my phone gets charged back up, then I will turn it back the video on, okay? So as far as what do you guys feel like talking about? Because I pretty much talked about what I wanted to talk about. And how about birthdays? My birthday's coming up, folks. We're gonna have a birthday party on that night. It is March 14th, which is only about 7 days away. So we're gonna have a night party on the 14th, probably about the same time, 10 o'clock. We'll have a little music, little dancing. Maybe we'll play a few games. Like, I don't know, maybe we'll put together a Mandela Effect game. I think that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together a Mandela Effect game, and you can play Buckethead Soothsayer all you want without a strike. The best tech version is awesome. Okay, I'll have to get that after the video is over. I'll have to come back through here and get it because I can't click on it right now. You can play Buckethead. Okay. Yeah. Um, I'd like to get my laptop back, but it's gonna cost me like $75 to get it out of the pawn shop. Cause like having my phone, I can't get like I can't do a lot more things on this small little gadget. I can't bring up like videos and shit. Maybe there is a way to do it. I just haven't found it out yet. Um, and I've been doing this for a while now, but I've not been able to figure out how to bring, if you're using your phone, how can you bring up a video? Like, how can, without losing connection? Like, I can bring a video up, but then I'll lose connection and I won't have any way how to press play or anything. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I know. I had to. Things are getting a little rough, but yeah, I mean, I had to renew my driver's license this month. That was like $62. It's this extra, sometimes some months you have extra fees that you and I didn't want to, I don't want it to what do you call it, expire on me, because then you're talking more money. And I don't know if you could go in and if they're a license expire, is it the same way to you can just go in and then renew them right away, or is there something else you have to do? Do you have to take like you don't? I know you don't have to start all over and go through everything all over, but um, I think it's just an extra fee if you let it go over the because it's supposed to be renewed on my by my birth date, which is in 7 days. Yeah, my son just started working again after 3 months of no work, so I hear you. You pawned a laptop, yeah. He's a really good shredder. Hmm. So we got it charging. I'm up to 28%. So maybe if I push this back far enough, maybe you can still see me because I'm at a lower angle now because the phone has to be. Matter of fact, next month my contract is over with US Cellular, and I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do after that. If I'm gonna, I should switch to companies because this place ripped me off so bad, and I got screwed out of so many of their promotional things that were going on during the time I had this phone. They they had promotional deals where even the people who already had their service could get in on some of these deals, but I could not get in on it because I signed the contract through Walmart. I bought my phone at Walmart. I signed the US Cellular contract at Walmart. So so whenever I went into US Cellular, they would not take care of me because I signed their contract through Walmart. So tell me what the fuck is fair about that? I mean, are you kidding me? It's their contract. They're the ones that bill me every month. But because I signed it through Walmart, I had to go back to Walmart for anything that I had wrong with my phone or whatever, or even that as far as the promotional deals, I got totally cut out of because Walmart wasn't throwing the same deals that US Cellular was throwing. So these guys are going to get a good middle finger to me for sure. I just need to find a new company. But I can't wait to flip these people off. And I know that's not good for me to say, but they totally want all rip offish. I went with the eBay excellent condition, used Android for 180, and used Simple Mobile for 46 per month, full data and text. I was supposed to buy my phone outright for $90 at Walmart. I bought my phone outright. I signed a 2-year contract with US Cellular through Walmart, unlimited at everything, and it was supposed to be $50, 49.99. And I was supposed to I got insurance, which brought it up to $60. So then I learned, well, I've got a good case for my phone. If I drop it, it's not going to break or anything. So I dropped the insurance on the phone. So it should have been back down to 50. Well, they were always billing me at $64 a month. I'm like, how is this? And when I had the insurance, it was $74 a month. I'm like, what happened to this promotional deal that I was supposed to get in on? And they're like, no, no, this is the price of it, which was 59.99. Yeah, 59.99, not 49.99. And I said, that's not a freaking promotional deal. And they're like, yeah, that's what the price was. And so now they have me up to $75, and that's without the insurance. So I'm like, how is this bill constantly going up every month? Tell you about being ticked off at these phone places. Hello, Propagate. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. How you doing?
I'm doing good, sir.
Oh, sounds good. Yeah, I was just sitting here listening to what you were talking about your cell phone, and then you mentioned the Mandela effect earlier. But I have a little something regarding the Mandela effect. I don't know if you heard of Starfire Tour.
No.
Yeah, she claims that she's the one that discovered it, um, not Fiona Broom. She claims that Fiona Broom took the idea from her and mentioned it
I
on Coast to Coast AM.
Yeah, I did hear that, but I wasn't sure of the person who was claiming it, but I did hear that Fiona Broom wasn't really the person who coined the Mandela effect. Or she's the one that coined it, but really
Hmm.
didn't. Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. She's actually on a channel. I'm not sure if it's her channel, but there's a video that kind of breaks down her explanation of, I guess you could say, timeline edits or the nature of reality. Um, and she pairs it with this is what. Uh, Let me not say that she doesn't pair it with it, but she says that that's pretty much what she explains. She says it's pretty much what the Mandela effect is. And I have a link here. If you want the link, I could send it to you right now.
Yeah. Uh, can
Okay.
you can you put the link in the chat instead of a private?
Yeah,
Because
this
I
yeah,
can't
this
I can't grab it. Okay, because I can't grab it out of private. That's what I was.
Okay. The video is called "The Rise and Shattering of the Matrix." And the link is in the chat right now, so you
Okay.
might like that. Yeah, I just wanted to drop that in. I'm not going to be long, but I thought that was interesting. If anything else,
Yeah, that's cool. Uh, Call for Zero said Sue Larson is one of the ME pioneers right at the start. Yeah, I've seen Sue around for quite a while. Um, I would have to agree with you, Cynthia Sue Larson. Yeah, yeah, and I heard somewhere whose chat would I think that was Life Matrix. Um, you know of him, Life Matrix?
yeah, definitely. I've spoken to him a couple of times.
Yeah, he was what was he saying? Well, he was talking about somebody is doing a Mandela Effect movie or documentary or something like that. And uh I think Moneybags is in it. And I don't know, I haven't heard they're trying to get a lot of people that have been talking about the Mandela effect in this movie or documentary, and I haven't heard about them talking to Brian Staveley. Wouldn't you think that would be one of the top persons you would go to about the Mandela effect in this community because of him having so many videos about the Mandela effect?
I would say there's a lot of people that have a lot of content. Um,
Yeah, right. No, I agree with you. There's definitely a lot of people, but if you're I'm just saying if you're making a documentary about the Mandela effect, one of the people I'm saying he is one of the biggest people that have uh I'm not putting anybody down by what they know. I'm I'm talking about what they're putting out. And as far as I know, Brian Staveley has probably thousands of Mandela effect videos that are out there about a numerous different Mandela effects and explained very well about each one. That's what I'm saying right there. Like I've been around for a long time too, but I don't have nearly close to the videos he has out. And we don't strictly talk about just the Mandela effect on here. We're like all over the place. So I wouldn't expect me to pop up there. You know what
mhm,
I'm saying?
right. Yeah, I mean, I
So
think it's a
I hope before they finish it that they do involve him. I don't know who's running it or whatever. I've heard of a couple people talking about it. Have you heard anything about this?
yeah, I heard something about that, and I don't know exactly what they're looking for as far as having people on to talk about it. What
Hmm.
angle, what angle they're trying to hit. So I guess it just depends, and then they may find somebody that could hit that angle.
Do you
Um,
know what network is doing this, or who is it somebody private doing it, or what? Do you know anything about that?
no, I haven't heard much about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I know someone was talking about another person that's supposed to make a. I think there's two situations. Is the one you're talking about, and there's another one where a guy is making a documentary, and it could be the same one. I haven't followed up on it,
Oh.
so I'm not sure.
Dave said he's collecting investment money to pay for interviews with affected celebrities. What? So you've got to pay the celebrities to be interviewed? That, wow.
Are
And then when you're mixing celebrities in on it, it takes away from the realness of it, I believe.
Mm. Even though people have said they wish it was on the mainstream.
What do you mean? Yeah, no, I wish it would make mainstream too, but I'm saying if you're using celebrities to make it, that would take, to me, that would take the credibility away.
Oh, okay, to
Because,
make the documentary. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, right. Because I don't want to see a bunch of actors on a documentary.
Right. Got you. Yeah, man. Call for Zero says he'll pay money for affected celebrities. I wonder why. What's up, Call for Zero, and everybody else?
Yeah. Why would you pay money? He's collecting investments to pay for interviews with affected celebrities. Why would you pay money for what's his name? Let's just say a name. How about Charlie Sheen? He's a celebrity. So he comes out and he tries talking Mandela effects on a documentary. I would be like, this fucker's acting. I don't believe
Mm.
jack shit he's saying, you know.
It could be something different, I guess. Let's say that there's
What you
other
talking about,
documentary,
Willis?
right?
What?
Let's say there's other documentaries that's out with people that are not celebrities, and then let's say that Call for Zero did do that. It would be something different to see what their perspective is, I guess.
Mhm. Yeah, could be.
I mean, we don't have to take what somebody says as truth all the time. We just could like just listen to their perspective, maybe. I guess.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. So what do you see? Do you have anything to say? We talked about the Ohio ordeal. Do you have anything to say about that?
No, not really. I don't really keep up with it, so I don't really know what's going on.
Okay. Welcome, Joe Dirt. Um, I was thinking about buying a motorcycle this summer. Saving up some money, buy a motorcycle, and driving down to Florida for the winter time. I'm getting sick of winter.
Oh, okay. I got you. I think a Call for Zero, by the way, explained it. The money is for travel and production. You have to pay them for travel, etc. You know.
Oh,
It's gonna be a lot of money. It's gonna be, you
yeah,
know,
no shit.
Jim Carrey's charging like 3 million.
See,
No.
yeah. That's a
So you say,
weird guy there. I'm telling you.
mm, yeah, but he's getting on some esoteric topics. He's talking about other things that's interesting to me at least.
Yeah, no, he does. He starts that and then he goes back and does something stupid like it shows me he's still connected in the system, you know.
Mm-hmm. What did he do?
Well, for instance, he starts getting into talking about uh the possibility of, different entities and stuff like that. And then it's just when he starts to sound like he's breaking away, and then all of a sudden it pops up in the news that he kills his girlfriend by overdosing her. Um, and then he'll get away again and start like he's moving into some sort of serenity and asking for forgiveness and all this. And then he pops up on not Jay Leno, but the guy that took up after Jay Leno. He popped up on his show and he's doing the Illuminati, sticking his tongue out and all that stuff. You see that? Ever see that video?
No, was he joking? Or
Well, he was joking around. He said he made it out like a joke, and then he did something else. Brought I forget what he brought out. Illuminati something. he made it look like the people who believe in the Illuminati were conspiracy theories, basically. That's what he was trying to do. And but a lot of us see through his bullshit. And that guy, he's no good. I mean, I'm sure there's good in him somewhere, but he's playing for the wrong side. I believe he's on the Satan side there, but who knows? I mean, you can ask for forgiveness after, you do the you keep screwing up, and if you keep asking for forgiveness, you're forgiven. I'm not the judge. I understand that. I nah, I guess I just did judge him, didn't I? So I'm working on it. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, me too. It's a work in progress.
hmm yeah, yeah, it definitely is. It what I've gotten to with myself is when I do something like I just did, I do recognize it, and n- and that's goal number one, is recognizing what you're doing, so you can correct it.
Yep, exactly. Evolve.
Yeah, exactly. Call for Zero said Android seems to have disappeared. He was getting into alternative topics. How about what's Elon Musk? Do I know some people see him as a hero, and some people see him basically as a devil. What do you think?
Well, just real fast, I don't really follow a lot of the names like that, but from what I've noticed about Elon Musk, I kind of look up to him only because of what I'm aware of, like his business acumen. Um, he's creating new opportunities for people and himself, I guess. Um, like he like they've been talking about driverless cars for a long time, and from my perspective, they never did anything. And then he created Tesla. So now every time I go out on the street, I see a Tesla. That's him. You know. So um, I I look at that
I
as
I
something
don't
to
get
look up to.
how did he get away with Tesla's name? You know, I mean,
Right. Right.
I don't understand how. I mean, it, I don't think it's for me to actually understand, but I'm kind of curious how he can name his product after a man who invented the stuff. So is he giving credit, is he basically giving credit back to the man by naming the stuff Tesla? Or um it did I mean Elon Musk didn't invent this stuff, did he?
I am not even sure. Um, but I do agree with what you're saying about Tesla. I wondered that myself.
Yeah. Um and there's a lot of weird stuff going on with Trump and Tesla. I've heard the stories about Trump, his uncle stealing Tesla's time travel work.
I heard something like that, but I didn't know it was that particular person.
Yeah, yeah, he stole his time travel. It was Trump's uncle, and now we have a book that's out that has little Baron Trump in the past, or from the time that the book was written, he was in the future, and a lot of things that have happened in that book, right? I'm I think that's what I heard. And there's also some guy doing a video of Trump being around for uh knowing that he was going to be president in 2016. um Earth something. I can't think of the name of it, but anyways. Yeah,
Mm.
Trump just said quantum leap, another reference to time travel. You all think that what's his name? That Trump time traveled?
Um, no. Well, I don't know. I really don't know, but I've heard the previous person in charge was on Mars. This was somebody said that he was on Mars before he was the leader of the country.
Really?
His name starts with a O. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think it was David Icke that spoke on that.
Oh, really? That's
Hmm.
interesting.
Have you heard of like jump rooms to Mars and things like that?
Yeah, I have.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I've heard of that, or the gate something gate. The gate, like they walk through a certain gate.
Stargate.
Yeah, a Stargate system.
Hmm.
That, yeah, I mean that could all be possible.
Where did you hear that from?
The Stargate?
Yeah.
Probably the movies.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
But I
I
mean,
heard.
I've heard it along with the jumping room thing. Like there's videos that they talk about going through different stargates, like certain things that happen, certain big things that happen, like 9/11. They say was a ritual for them, and it opened up like a stargate or a wormhole for them to be able to go through when they pull off some big incident that messes with our minds.
Mm. There's a lot of interesting stories out there. I just don't know which one is real, you know.
Yeah, that's just the thing, isn't it? It's up to us to, each one of us to try to figure out. I mean, you certainly don't have to figure it out, but most of us have that intuitive mind to want to know
Hmm.
what's going on.
Yeah.
I find it very weird and odd if you don't want to know what
Mm.
what is happening, what's the possibilities, and what is life all about.
Hmm. Some of the people that I've known for a long time, I try to talk about the nature of reality topic, and it hurts their head. They don't want to go any further. They want me to tell them. They want me to tell them everything that they should know. And these are people that are still stuck on watching television, so they're getting
Mhm.
their data given to them. That's what they're used to. But when it comes to thinking, oh, it hurts my head, so they're not there
I've
yet, I
heard that
guess.
too. Yeah, I've heard people say that too to me.
Hmm. Right. Have you
What are
seen
you
my
trying to do?
playlist?
Blow my mind?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. There's a playlist that I have is the non-affected or something like that reactions. So I went on people's certain people's channels and talked to people that are not affected by the Mandela Effect or haven't had experience with it or don't know much about
Mhm.
it. And I get a lot of the reactions that people have spoken on, and even myself, they react like, what importance is it? How is it important to our life, and things like that. Or one person tried to like take me off the panel as soon as I said Flavor Flav's name is spelled different. Okay, that's it. We gotta let you go. I'm like, what? I'm like,
Oh
you know.
wow. So his name is spelled different, huh?
Well,
Flavor
at least.
Flav.
Well, how would you spell the first part of his name?
FLA. Flav. Oh, Flav. FLAV. E. I don't know. FLAV. FLAV, I believe. Flav.
Now, you have to watch Fight the Power video. Then you like like you have to get to know Flav a little bit. No, but no. It's FLAVA is the way that I recall it, and a lot of other people I spoke to.
Oh, okay.
But guess what
Yeah.
though? Have you seen his reality show, Flavor of Love?
No.
Okay.
When did that uh happen?
I don't
Or
even
show?
recall, man. It like somewhere in the two. I forget. I have to
I
look it up real
remember
quick.
when he used to wear a big clock.
Yeah.
Does he
Uh,
do that still? Or no?
far as I know, yes. That's just part of his character.
Creek
Uh,
Mary said Flava, FLAVA. And Jared,
FLAVA.
hey,
Right.
Jared, welcome. Jared Jaguar. Yeah, I remember Flava Flav. Now Flavor Flav. Is that really what they're calling him now? Flavor Flav?
Mm.
I at least know it wasn't that. I know it was Flava
Exactly.
Flav. I just don't know how to spell it.
Right. Well, his first show, the reality show, came out in 2006. I'm looking at it right now.
2006. Holy crap.
Yeah, the first season at least.
How many seasons are there?
Oh man, I don't even. Does it say
Was that
here?
on MTV or something else?
MTV.
Was that MTV?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how
Um,
many. Mhm,
no, I haven't seen that show, but I've seen like different shows where they mock him. Like
mhm,
they'll dress up like him and wear that big clock around like I seen it in one movie.
mhm.
Um, I think it was Scary Movie or something. I don't
Right.
remember what
Yeah.
movie it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've seen his character. I just never seen him actually, or
Oh, I
never
see.
seen the show.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but I'm trying to think. I did watch a little bit of on MTV, and I'm even embarrassed to say this.
Hmm.
Back in the day when they had them people, no, this was past my time where I really shouldn't have been into watching this, but I got into it for like a season. Um, where there's these kids and they party. They're from New York or something, and they live together. They're all from different states, and they come together in New York or something, and they share a house. Um, I'm not sure what it was called. The uh, Do you know what I'm talking about?
It sounds like something I'm familiar with, but I'm not sure if it's the exact same one. Did they like one of them like own the club or something, or something like that, like a nightclub?
He might have
Uh,
bought a nightclub after so many seasons. I'm sure he probably got enough money to make one or buy one, but they were all pretty young at the time. They're mostly Italian. Um, House. They always had house parties. They always brought girls. They would go to the bars and bring girls home and screw them right on. I'm like, wow, this country. They're showing this stuff just on a regular TV show, you know. MTV really went somewhere other than what it was originally made for, you know. I'm sure it was made for the propaganda that they spew out, but they just had music videos on there. You know, all the 80s bands and stuff when MTV first came out. and then you see it move into this reality show type stuff all the time, and that turned me off of MTV. A matter of fact, I'm wearing a freaking MTV shirt right now, believe it or not. I'm like, isn't that
Oh,
weird?
no.
Talk about synchronicities. The synchronicities, the way they come around, right?
That is something else. Wow.
That's funny.
Jared, much love to you as well. See you in the chat. Yeah, that is so funny. Wow.
I'm
But
like, holy
mhm.
shit, I'm wearing an
Yeah,
MTV shirt.
I
I
know. So
used
it's
to
like,
be, I used to like MTV.
right, right. It's like they get the last laugh, like you have on our shirt, our logo. You're talking
Yeah,
about.
you're gonna sit here and put us down, and I'm sitting here wearing an MTV television shirt.
Oh man. Yeah, but
Oh,
that show that you were referring to, I think I know the title of it. The one I was talking about is a different show. That was called Catwalk. That came out way back in the day. But the one that you're talking about, I think it's called The Real World.
something like that, but it came out. I believe this came out after the Real World. It
Ah,
was
okay,
called
gotcha.
Jersey Shore.
Ah,
Jersey
okay.
Shore.
Right,
That's
okay.
what I'm talking about. It's the same
Gotcha.
thing. It was the same. They live in a house and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Do you recall MTV when it was a public access show?
Hmm? What?
Around the time when MTV first started, they were a public access show.
Yeah. No, I didn't know that.
Yep. And I was
Uh,
watching it on television. Um, yeah. And they were going to get pulled from TV, and they had to do this campaign to get everybody interested. So they had people come on saying that we want our MTV or we want MTV or something like that. And they
oh,
did get yeah, they did really good. So they moved from like man, when they did their shows, they were either outside or in like a small little room or something. And now they're just like, you know, where they're at now.
that's one thing is Joel said have videos back in the 60s when they show the music videos from the 60s and stuff. I'm like, where in the hell did these videos come from? Because they didn't even have video. They didn't think of videos like that. They didn't. I don't remember them ever having making videos like that. Like the music videos, they always were had a band or did a video some sort of like that. Taking clips from a concert or something. You know, I never
Hmm.
seen them actually do music videos like they started in the 80s doing.
Oh, so there's actual music videos from the 60s?
Yeah.
Um, I think there is
Yeah.
actually, like around 1965 at least. And
Yeah,
yeah.
there's Beatle videos. There's
Hmm.
videos of a lot of 70s and videos that weren't even out in the 70s like that.
Mm.
So, I mean, I personally didn't ever see any until around 2018, 2017, when I started
Hmm.
seeing all these videos from different eras that were
Mm.
out before MTV. You know,
Hmm.
MTV and VH1 were the only people putting videos like that out that I know
Hmm.
of.
Right. That's a really good observation right there. Never thought of it like that.
Yeah, I was thinking of it when I was seeing all these videos. I'm like, I don't remember them making videos like that because that would have been on TV. It would have been all over TV, or some station would have had something like that. And to be that long without, I mean, not seeing any until, and I understand that uh, the video or the technology is all coming out where we can see more stuff, but come on. We're talking about these major videos that they put out. Like, it's not easy, just a couple grand to put a video together like that. It takes some money. And if it's
Yeah.
not a big thing where you're making money, you're not showing it on some sort of channel somewhere where you're bringing money in. Whereas the people that are seeing these videos that you're making the money to make the videos. So I don't get it.
Well, I mean, I think it's all maybe perspective. Maybe they promoted the videos on television, but we just are not familiar, like what show it was or how they did it.
No, like I said, any promotion of the Beatles or an album or anything like that has always been a clip out of a band, um out of them playing in the band somewhere at one of their concerts, or I mean, I've never seen an actual music video like an MTV them using that as some sort of um just sliding it in somewhere. No, for myself, I have not seen that. And even Jared says, right, Pat, they would have been shoving those videos down our throats, of course, to make the money. I mean, you can't just make them videos and not turn up a profit. That's like the old black and white photos. I mean, they're coming out with like uh photos um that were color that are in color now, which they can switch black and white to color now. I mean, they've been doing that for years, but supposedly some of these older photos were actually taken in color when they weren't before. They were black and white. Like even the JFK film, the Zapruder film was black and white. That's the only film that we were able to see. Now it's in color, and yeah, they could switch that over to color, but they're saying that it was in color when it was filmed. So I don't believe all that. Something something is showing our technologies has come out a lot sooner on this timeline than our old timeline.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. S- there's one thing that I've come across the other day, regarding timeline. I'm not exactly sure. I'm going to ask you and everybody here. So Adam and Eve, it was just Adam and Eve, correct? Like in the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay, so the other day I came across uh, s- something that said that Adam married a woman before Eve and had a baby with her.
I've never heard that. I've never heard that.
Maybe not married. I don't know if they had like like a traditional wedding, but yeah, he was with another. Yeah, and I looked it up and it said the name of the person and everything.
That is, I think that would be blasphemy because uh, so they're saying that Adam married somebody else before Eve, but supposedly there was nobody else before Eve.
I know that's
So
what's
I don't
tripping me
know how
out.
that could be.
I know, I know.
Oh, the serpent could have changed into a woman, I suppose.
Hmm.
Adam, Eve, the serpent, the angel guard. Hmm. And
So
Joe says Lilith. I've heard about Lilith. Lilith.
right, right. If you go to
I've heard
Google
about.
at Yeah, I typed in Google Adam lady before Eve, and a big section appears at the top where it talks about that name that you just mentioned.
Lilith. Um, Abstract says unless Zabruder was very wealthy or worked for major news channel, nobody bought color Super 8 film in 1963. It was hardly available and super expensive. Joe Dirt says good night. Oh, good night, Joe. And now there's another JFK assassination film out. Really? Oh boy. I have not seen that one. What's that one? What is that supposed to be? I'll be right back. Can you, do you want to just read the chat while I'm gone? It'll take me a second.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's see what everybody's saying here. Thank y'all for the interaction. It helps me to grow. Let's see. Call for Zero. Adam, Eve, the serpent, the angel, guard. So Call for Zero, what do you think about that? Let me see where is that here. I typed it up here. So if you type in Adam, lady, before Eve in Google, right at the top, it will tell you this whole character. And it said that she's referred to in Genesis 1:27, chapter 1, verse 27. I was looking that up and I couldn't find it. So that's what I was doing. But that surprised me the other day. I didn't know that there was someone else in the beginning. So that's something new to me. So I want to know what y'all think. So let me read the chat here. Let's see what we got. I've heard the name but never associated her with a first woman. Okay, that's what Call for Zero is saying. So I'm going to put the link in the chat again. The Rise and Shattering of the Matrix. And this is Fiona Broom. She claims that she's the one that discovered what we call the Mandela Effect. She doesn't call it that. And she pretty much doesn't talk about the Mandela Effect, but she kind of details certain things that she says is connected to that. So here's a link in the chat again, and hopefully y'all enjoy that. My place takes place of the guitars during the break. Let's see here what's going on in the Chizat. And
I
here's Pat.
appreciate it.
It's all gravy.
I'm gonna make some coffee, but I'll be here with you talking.
Okay.
So oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to ask: Are you drinking? Are you going to drink Folgers with a D or no D, or is it a G that's missing?
I don't know. I didn't really look at. I mean, I'm drinking Folgers, but this one does not have a D.
Yeah.
Folgers. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't
But now
even
that I'm
notice that.
Did it have a D before? Because now that I'm thinking about it, that kind of
I
does it.
believe so.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Wow.
so. It looks wrong.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many of them. I just can't keep up with them.
Man. Do you think that we're manifesting some of it? I know we spoke about this before, but
I don't
what do you think?
know. I don't know. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how we can be manifesting it because some of these changes that occur, I'm not thinking about them at all. I mean, when I find out about them, it blows my mind that they've changed. So, don't you have to think about it to make it to manifest it?
Mm-hmm. I did that before though. I thought about Costco. You know about that story already.
Yeah, I know about Costco, but when did that change for you?
After I thought about a certain letter in the word that should be there, and then now it's there.
Mm-hmm. So when did this happen?
Oh, okay, my bad. It happened maybe, man, like maybe around 20. I'm not exactly sure to be honest with you. I'll just say maybe around 2011, maybe
Oh
something
wow,
like
a
that.
lot sooner than mine. Yeah, I
Hmm.
didn't notice it until like 2017.
Mm, okay.
So you're way before me.
Yeah, yeah. But that happened after I thought about it makes more sense if there was a T in it, and then next thing you know, it's just T. So I thought
So
about it
you
first.
okay, so then you and whoever else thought about changing it, you guys changed it. You changed my reality then.
Who's the other person?
Whoever else was thinking about that change at that time,
Do you think
right?
that, well, I never looked at it like that. That's interesting though. Do you think other people were thinking the same exact thing I was thinking?
Well, they could have been. I mean, once somebody comes out with a, if you think about it, once somebody brings a Mandela effect to light that people don't know about it, that just makes them open their eyes to it, which then adds to the population that know about it. So the ones who have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, whenever something changes and it's being alerted out, we're seeing the change. So then we're adding to that population that know about it. So we're changing it, right? Are we changing it then?
Yeah,
Are we all changing it together?
in that sense, I would say that would be more of perspective. Like, look, this is different. Oh, whoa, it depends on how they respond to it.
But
But in
what
my
about
sit,
the body changes though? Like we don't sit
okay,
there and think about a like the kidneys being in a different position or the heart being in a different position.
well, just real fast, I have something to say about that. But with the Costco thing, it was just me. It was just me thinking about it, and then I went online a week later, and people were saying that, oh, Costco has a T in it. So I never alerted anybody about it. You know.
Right,
Um.
right. But if it's in
Mhm.
your consciousness, now I don't know. I mean, I don't know how you can change somebody else's reality, but I guess you could if, but not really because that person is just as affected as you are. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can create or change people's reality or um
Well,
I
during the
really it
time.
really does bug me that I can't figure that this is so hard to figure out.
Mhm. Yeah. Around the time when people were talking about the stomach body change, I didn't know anything about it. I was on my way to my job, and then something happened with my stomach. It felt like it just felt like it got up and moved to the left. That's how it felt. And I had
You know, go ahead.
uh, oh, I had slight stomach issues for a while because of that. I
Hmm.
felt when it I felt when it moved up, I felt like there was bubbles underneath it, like when a rocket takes off and it has smoke behind it. That's what it felt like, and it
Hmm.
moved to the left. I reached out to Chick. Are you familiar with Chick?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love
I
chick.
reached out. Right, yeah. I reached out to her and I said, "Hey, is anyone talking about any like stomach changes or anything like that?" And she told me,
Hmm.
"Yeah, people were reaching out to her that day that there's a change with the stomach."
This was a couple years back, wasn't it?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, I think I was even going through some of that. Um,
Mm. Oh, so you felt it in your stomach?
yeah, I was having problems digesting milk and
Hmm.
um and some other things that I normally didn't have problems with. And rationally was going through it too. Another
Hmm.
Mandela affected person that I remember talking about it at that time. So yeah, I remember when that all was going down. I have a question for you. Lately, and this is like out of the blue, I've been having a lot of pains in like all over in my body. Like my hip felt like it was disjointed. My shoulder has been hurting for the last, like, it got better for over a year and a half or so. It got better before the almost 3 years now, before the uh, C19er came along. I was supposed to go in and have surgery on my shoulder because I have a torn rotator cuff. It's torn in quite a few places, and I've got a big tear in it. So they wanted to get in and do surgery right away. But they wouldn't do the surgery because of my blood sugars being too high. So I had to get my blood sugars down, and then the C19er hit, and then I didn't want to do the surgery. Um, so that injury is back again, and it's been, my shoulder's been killing me. And like I said, my hip feels like it now. It's getting better today, but for 2 days it felt like my hip was out of joint, and just different aches and pains all over. I'm like, am I going through a shift or something,
Hmm.
that now I've got my torn rotator cuff back and this is going on? But I'm starting to feel better, but it's the point that I feel like for the last 3 days especially, uh, I've been I've been kind of out of it for a couple weeks now, but the last 3 days have been like the worst on my body, I should say.
Mm. Do you think that has something to do with any type of shifting going on in reality?
Uh, I don't know. That's why I was asking you guys if you've had any problems with your body, more pain than usual in your body in different places.
Oh, okay, you're asking. Personally, I've been kind of stiff here and there. Certain
Yeah.
places of my body stiff. But I think that's I don't know what that's attributed to. It could just be something simple. Maybe it doesn't have anything to do with uh Mandela Effect or anything.
Right.
I'm not sure. Uh,
Uh, so anybody else in the chat have any problems with more pains, aches and pains than usual the last few days? The last 3 days, it's been going on for about 2 weeks, but the last 3 days have been really rough.
hmm You said that pain came back. That's yeah, man.
Yeah, my shoulder totally feels like I can feel the rip now. It's like
Mm.
I can't put any much what I can't carry much weight in that arm. I can barely move it. It's like when I mean I can move it downwards and stuff, but when I start to lift it up, that's when it hurts a lot. And it goes all the way into my elbow. So it's like this pain is completely back, and I definitely would not get the surgery with everything going on in the medical system now. Fuck that. So I guess I'll just deal with it. And hopefully I hit another realm where the pain goes away again.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of realms, Joe in the chat says something about the declassified gateway documents states that we do switch realities while we're asleep. Hmm. I'm kind of I'm kind of feeling that a little bit. I kind of think that, I don't know for sure, but I think it's possible,
Yeah, I
because
think it's definitely possible.
hmm there's been many mornings where I woke up and I'm like, wait, I think I'm somewhere else. I think that things are different. I just can't put my finger on it.
What what are you saying, Cammy? Let me know when you get it. If it's after the show, you can text me. Get what? Did I miss something? Um,
Pain medication.
oh yeah,
uh,
right. I don't think anybody would be sending that to me. I think that makes sense. All shifting happens when a person is sleeping. You know, it is I kind of believe that because sometimes when I wake up, I feel like I feel like things are different, like I'm in a different place. Even
hmm
though everything looks the same, I feel like I'm in a different place.
hmm What was that? I heard that sound.
That was me
It sounded
drinking.
oh, okay. I thought somebody passed some wind or something, but anyway, my bad.
Oh, you're hearing the crunching
Yeah, I
of the
heard something.
bottle.
Yeah, something. Yeah, it was something. Yeah. Um, the crunching of the bottle. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I mean, just real fast. When it comes to the ME, I'm just theorizing that if we do wake up and we're somewhere different, it's probably like that TV show Sliders. Like you probably are somewhere different, but you just don't realize what's different.
Oh yeah. Oh, thank you, Cammy. That's really nice. I appreciate it. I
But call for. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, I appreciate. I don't know what it is yet, but I will let you know. I will text you after the show or whatever. I can't see anything but the chat on my phone right now. If I click out of it, then I lose everybody, and then I got to come back in.
Do you think it's
Um,
possible to look at the sky? Do you think it's possible to look at the sky and to see if there's a shift?
no, no, they got it covered up too much. You know, it's like with what they're spraying, we can never really get a true, or at least me, I can't get it. When I go up and look at the sky, it all looks the same to me. It's all cloudy and looks like shit. I don't know when the last time I seen a nice blue day, blue sky. So whenever I look at the sky, it just looks like the same to me.
Hmm.
And if I go out and try to look at it at night, I'm not gonna see anything because I'm not gonna stand out there. It's too fucking cold.
That's funny. Yeah, you were saying it's 33 degrees or something.
Yeah, I mean, that was during the day. It's probably dropped now, since it's 1 o'clock in the morning now. So I
Oh
would
man.
imagine it's probably around 15 degrees right now.
Wow. That is cold.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Well, yeah, I wasn't going to be long. I just wanted to drop that link and say what's up to you. I haven't spoke to you in a while.
Yeah, yeah. No, I appreciate that. Um,
Mhm, mhm.
Abstract said, I feel affected when I wake up. A dream can either affect me in a good mood or a bad mood, at least for the first couple hours when I get up. It's been weird lately. I've actually been remembering my dreams, and I don't remember my dreams too often. But the last some dreams that I've come out of recently, I've almost wanted to fall back to sleep to get back into the dream. Not that it was an
Mhm.
exciting dream, but there was a lot going on in the dream that I wanted to get back and solve what was going on. I wanted answers to what I was doing. And especially with the girl I was with, I want to know who she was and where our next meetup is gonna be,
Yep,
because I
exactly.
didn't know who she was. You know.
Exactly. Yeah, I go through that too. I just want to get back to the dream sometimes. But the funny thing about that, well, it's not funny, and I'm assuming that a lot of people feel this way. When you're in a dream, I was thinking about this earlier. I want to get to a place where, boom, I know where I'm at. Like, I don't want to just wake up and be like, oh, I was somewhere else. Now I'm here again. Like, I want to be lucid, in my
Yeah.
so-called dream. But it
I
seems like
want to
I
get
am.
back to where I was at when before I went into my coma and stuff. that one instant where I felt like I was just pure consciousness. That was an awesome feeling. Although
Right.
I couldn't pick anything up or anything. I couldn't walk because I had no feet and I had no hands, but I was like a cloud of consciousness just floating around.
Oh, okay. One of the that sounds like a experience I had just real fast. When I think I told you I was out of my one of the last times I recall being out of my body, I raised up my arm and it wasn't there, but it was there. But it was very light, you know. There was no weight to it, but it was very light. But it was there.
Oh,
That's what it
that's
sounds like
cool.
to me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I tried to raise my arms up, but I didn't feel I couldn't I had no feeling of my arms. Um, and I couldn't move my legs. But I didn't feel like I needed them really. It didn't bother me. Most
Mm-hmm.
people like me personally, I always said I would freak the hell out if I had a tube down me for one thing because that freaks me out just that alone when I seen my dad go through it when he had his heart attacks. I was like, I hope I never ever get a tube shoved down me because I will panic. And I didn't have any of that panic or anything. I was like totally calm and happy. I knew everything was going to be okay. That's what I don't know if I was being told or if it was my thought. I don't know. It was loud enough for me to fully understand. I knew I'd be okay. So I was totally comfortable, you know.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah. I was listening to it when you were talking about that, and you said there was a moment there where you were able to look at what was going on in the room when you were being worked on.
Yeah, I actually looked at myself. I was watching them put the tube down me, but it was a real quick. I mean, it was like a flash that I was outside of my body. I seen my own face and seen the tube in me, and bam, I was back in basically watching them continue to work on me. But I still, even though I was back to that perspective, I still felt like I was not part of my body. I just was back in the general area of being in my body. I probably was still in my body, but at that time, but I just felt like I felt I felt superhuman kind of like I didn't have a worry in the world, not a worry at all. It just all went away and it was overwhelming total comfort. I don't want to say love because I didn't get that feeling of like being hugged like a love type thing. It just felt overwhelming, comfortable. Like I was totally relaxed and uh just felt like I was just me. Like I don't know. It's so hard to explain.
No, it's understood to me. I think the reason why, a lot of people, I've heard a lot of people say, I felt love, and those stories I've heard, they were more closer to the being that we call God. They
Mm,
were, so they felt that love, but you were still here.
mm.
Yeah, and yeah, thanks for sharing that. That's good to know that how you felt during that moment.
Yeah, and ever since that moment, I felt like I've come closer to God. I don't think I didn't really know God when that happened to me. So I really feel like I'm getting a second chance right now.
Mm. Do you think that all of us are probably having a second or third chance at living, if that makes sense?
Yeah, no, I think so because a lot of us have gone through the same childhood and the same stuff that we've dealt with. I mean, a lot of people have we've dealt with different stuff, but we all had a hard life. Not all of us, but a lot of us had a hard life, and I don't think a lot of us were connected to God the way we should be, or should have been. So I guess I can only speak for myself, but um, I think a lot of us are in the same boat, obviously.
Hmm. Yeah, that link I posted earlier, Starfire Tour, talking about the nature of reality and linking it to the Mandela Effect. She says that the world was destroyed. I know you probably heard that one already. And this force try to put everything back together again, and
Hmm.
it's not doing the perfect job. So that's where it comes in these so-called changes.
Hmm.
So I took it as she didn't say this, but I took it as, oh, she's saying that it put everything back together, then that includes us as well. If if the world
Hmm.
was destroyed, if the world was destroyed.
Yeah,
But
I mean, you know who SMQ is?
oh man, that's how I met Chick. Yeah. Hmm.
Okay, well, he used to talk about the world being destroyed in 2012, and
Hmm.
mm, he was saying that I don't know where he got it from, whether it was his thinking or what, but he was saying stuff along the lines like uh the world was destroyed, but there was a simulated world made up for us to I think this is what he was saying, or maybe it's I don't know, but I think this is what he was saying was that there was a simulate they made a simulation world that looks like ours for us to come to, because if we would have all woke up at that moment that the earth got destroyed, we wouldn't have been able to handle our minds wouldn't have been able to handle the all of a sudden wake up and see everything, know everything. So they had to put us into a simulation earth, um, and basically the whole universe was lost in the explosion of CERN. Basically, CERN messed up and destroyed a whole universe. But I don't know if I give CERN that much credit, because I don't think man is uh, that smart to destroy a whole universe. Or maybe they are. Maybe they are that stupid. I don't know. I don't know. But did you ever hear SMQ talk?
Yes, I heard him speak on that. He
So is
one
that
of his
kind of what I'm, or did you hear something different from what he's talks about?
No, I think you have it. I think you have it down. I can't recall exactly word for word, but I think you have it down what he was basically saying.
Yeah, sometimes I've seen so many videos and so many different theories that at this point I forget who talks about what. But yeah, if I remember correctly, and I used to listen to SMQ all the time. It's too bad that he took off somewhere. Uh, you know, we all deal with our own things, but he was. I know there was a lot of people that I hung around with at the time that listened to SMQ at the time. So he was well known.
Hmm.
I thought he had a good channel. And Chick was always on there too, so that made it even more special.
Right.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Something happened.
No, I just twisted my ankle. I got really bad ankles.
Mm.
It's like how I ever played hockey, I have no idea. Because my ankles, you just so sometimes I could just be walking along and all of a sudden my ankle gives out, and then I'm screwed for about a day and a half. Can't put any weight on it, but it eventually
Hmm.
works its way. It works its way back into snapping back into place.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So Joe in the chat, I don't know if you see it, said asked about the afterlife. I always wondered about that. Like, um, where were we before we were born? Hmm. I
We
guess
was
one.
growing in God's garden, and when He picked us, He threw us down to earth. No, I don't know.
Mm,
The afterlife. What if there was not an us before we were born? Is that what you're asking? Or afterlife? An
let me see.
afterlife? What's the question? I can't
Um.
see the.
Oh, okay. It says the afterlife? Question mark? Question mark. Where where were we before we were born? Question mark.
Before we were born, well, there's two theories that I can think of. Either we didn't exist before we were born, or we were a soul that lives many lives. Uh, so if you're asking my opinion on, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That's
Mm-hmm.
a good
Well,
question. What do you think?
man, I've had an experience where I was taking a joyride with my significant other at the time. It was many years ago, and we were joyriding to a particular area we'd never been to. And long story shorter, I told her where to. She was driving the car. We were in the car. I was a passenger. I told her where to turn off at, where to go, et cetera, et cetera. Long story short, we ended up in a neighborhood that was that previous to that was has been in my dreams. And in my dreams, I was a little boy in that neighborhood. So I don't know if before I was here, I was somebody else, or I was viewing someone else's life through my dreams, and I knew how to get to where they lived at. I don't know if I don't know. I because one will probably say that we have more than one life. So I guess that's reincarnation, maybe.
Cammy, are you still on here? Sorry.
Oh, good.
What did you say now? I'm sorry. I got distracted. Cammy
Oh,
threw me off because that
it's all
her
good.
birthday present came through, and oh my God, she's awesome.
She said, "Oh, okay, that's cool. That's what's up." Yeah, I was just basically saying that reincarnation. Does that mean that we lived a different life? I don't. I'm not sure about that. Before we got here.
I mean, yeah, what we could have lived a different life on Earth, or could we have lived a different existence on in a different realm as a different spirit? Like here we're in these human meat suits. Maybe we in another life after this, we may be something else on a different planet in a different or a different realm or something.
Right, right. Yeah, I've heard stories of I've heard one story in the past where a female was visited by an alien being, and come to find out, she said that that was her father in a different life.
What does my inner voice say? My inner voice says that this is our first time around, and we gotta know Jesus Christ to be able to get out of this place. I guess that would be my inner 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 voice.
That's nice.
Um,
Yeah.
I think that I think we're all young souls. I think it's a possibility for a person to be saved that is from the past or whatever, be saved and go to heaven, and then gets a job or something that says, I want you to go down and be an angel or help out this situation or something like that. I think if we get to a certain level, we will be able to take on something like that. Like, because right now, a lot of us, we would love to do good for others. I mean, for me, I get a kick out of being able to do something for others. So why would that change if we're up with God and there's people suffering down here? I think I would want a job of being able to come down here and try to make one family or a town or whatever happy, to try to get them on the right track. This may be just a big dream of mine, but I don't know. It's something that I would think about that I would want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be an angel. I've always wanted to be like, I want to be one of God's angels, one of God's right hand men. That He can count on me if I need to go down to earth and do something or whatever. Or um, there's this demon picking on this family. Go down and deal with it. Okay. Maybe I should be a movie writer. Maybe I should write a book.
What
Yeah,
would it
what
be
would I
about?
call that book? That's what I was thinking. What would I call the book? Um,
I think
my
I think shark.
my.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I want to hear your.
I was just gonna say something like my angel dreams, or um, I don't know. What were you gonna say about Sharky?
Oh, you heard that? Oh yeah. I was just a joke. I was just thinking Sharky will probably call it the life of Patty.
Yeah,
he always
or
he
he
always.
would have put something sexual in there.
Oh man. I think when we leave the body, we remember a lot and we realize why and how we had this kind of life. That's what Abstract said in the chat. I think when we leave the body, remember a lot and we realize.
Yeah, I think of something like that a lot, because I do think maybe we did exist before this life, because I've told people this before, that when I was younger, probably around 12 or so, I always had this inner voice telling me, like, I felt like I was having a conversation with some friends back, wherever the souls hang out, right? And they told me before I took this life on that I was doing too much. I was taking on too much. And I wanted to I'm an impatient person. I like to get things done, and if I want something, uh I don't want to wait for it. I'm that kind of person. So I've may have been like, well, okay, it takes you this many times to get to this point in your soul life, but I'm going to try to make it through so I don't have to come back two more times. I'm going to try to do it all in one shot here. That's what I feel like I've been told since I was a kid. And
Mm.
I've always had that thought. And I've always thought to myself, and I don't know where I ever got this thought from, but I always thought I would be here in the end times, but not to worry because I would never die. So you guys will be seeing that, bringing that clip up after I'm passed and gone on. You'll be like, he was never gonna die. He's dead. But no, I always had that thought I'd be here toward the end time and I'd be able to see the end times and I was not gonna die. So I don't know. Whatever that means, I don't know.
Mm. Well, none of us really die, I guess, right?
Right. Well, yeah, right. And yeah. Call for Zero says if we die and become re uh reserted, become reserted at the same age happens with age 95 plus death. I don't understand. No, 130 years walking around. I don't understand what you're saying there, Dave. If we die and become reserted at the same age, what happens age 95? Are you talking about if we die and we move into another timeline, what happens if our body gets to the part where it's can't go on any further? Is that what you're
I,
talking about?
I think he's referring to the topic of reincarnation. If we die and we come back, if we were reinserted into a body of the same, the age, the older age, then he says that he doesn't see anybody over 99 walking around. I think that was kind of a joke.
Oh, 130 years old walking around. Yeah.
I don't know if that makes, I don't know if
I
that makes
think
sense.
when we leave the body, we remember a lot and we realize why and how we had this kind of life. Yeah. Also, Brian Scott's YouTube channel has great videos and analysts, fascinating content. We were like angels, in my opinion. In human terms, it will all make sense. There will be no evil, and we can help others when we become like angels again. I can't wait. I know Sharky always says he can feel the wings coming back. It's like, I don't know. I guess you need pretty broad shoulders for to hold them wings up. That would be cool to be able to fly. I think I'm sub to Brian Scott. If death is the blink of an eye, what happens eventually, like age 130? Oh, okay. Yeah. Did I mean didn't like the older like the who was it that what was that back in Abraham's time when they lived to be like 400 or 900 years old? How was that even possible? Did they destroy us that much that we only live a fraction of that life here now? What's up with all that? I don't understand all that. How did we lose so much time?
Maybe because the air quality is different. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they got planes now, man. They can fly
Yeah,
that poison over us.
right. I have to pair out. I have to pair out of here, but it's been a lovely conversation. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. I was getting ready to hang her up anyways at 3.5 hours, but I really appreciate you hanging in there and visiting and
Hmm.
everything.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, one of these days are nice, so I can get you over to my channel or something. We'll talk. We'll talk about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. Sounds good.
Okay, for sure. Well, GN to everybody. I appreciate everybody.
Yeah,
And
thanks a lot,
thank.
Propagate. You have a nice night.
All right, you too. All right, peace.
All right, bye. And for the rest of you folks, you're all in trouble. You don't ever come in here messing around. You know what I'm saying? And when you come in here, you order a cup of coffee and sit your butt down and you listen. And I don't want any back talking from any of you. You get it? So Cammy must have went to bed because she didn't show up after I said, Cammy, where are you? But thank you very much, Cammy, for the birthday present. Um that was I can't believe that I appreciate it, Cammy. Um and thank you guys all for coming in and listening. I know it's been a while since I've been on. I wanted to try to do more, which I will. I just got to get back into it. I don't know why, but the last few times that I've gone on, I've had panic attacks at the beginning, trying to get going, and I don't know why this is happening to me because I've been doing these videos now for 4 or 5 years, 4 years or almost 5 years, and now every time I go on, I have a panic attack before I go on, and I don't like saying that, but it's the truth, and that's the problem I've been having. So I apologize. I'm trying to get on as much as possible, but it takes me to be in the right place to to get the stream set up and get on and stuff, and I it's just something I need to work out, I guess. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know why this is happening to me. Um, but anyways, thank you guys for holding out, and we had a very good stream tonight. I won't have to delete this one because nobody said anything bad or wrong on here tonight. We didn't see any bloopers that would get us pulled off, and the old Strikaloo put up because they've been attacking channels left and right. So, and I just got one of my strikes back recently, so I get another one back on the 26th of this month, and then I will be strike free again. I'll be able to put all my videos back up. So but I will do my best to try to see what is today, Monday. I'll do my best to try to come back on Tuesday or Wednesday, but I'll definitely be doing a birthday stream, and that will be next week. So I appreciate you guys. Hey, Bit of Venom, welcome. You guys have a nice night. God bless you guys. And everybody stay safe and vigilant. Good night, everybody.